My name is Ugwuanyi, and I'm glad to be part of the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence. Now, I say a big kudos to the Honorable Minister of Women Affairs, Mrs. Dame Pauline Talim, for doing a great job in this regard and also for this initiative. Now, we shouldn't forget that gender-based violence is one of the most prevalent human rights violations in the world today. It is atrocities mainly committed towards women and girls, which includes rape, abuse, harassment, and female genital mutilation. Now, one thing we should understand is that gender based violence is directed to a person because of their gender. This is why the common victims are women and girls. According to an article in worldbank.org, gender based violence or violence against women and girls is a global pandemic that affects roughly 1 in 3 women in their lifetimes. The numbers are staggering. It is alarming to note that 35% of women worldwide have experienced either physical or sexual intimate partner violence or non partner sexual violence. Globally, 7% of women have been sexually assaulted by someone other than a partner. Furthermore, 28% of murders of women committed by are actually committed by intimate partners. It is sad to note that 200 million women have experienced female genital mutilation. The issue is not only devastating for survivors of violence and their families, but also entails significant social and economic costs. In some countries, violence against women is estimated to cost countries up to 3.7% of their GDP, more than the double what most governments spend on education. If you're about committing a crime or doing something concerning or relating to gender-based violence or something outside it, please take a pause and think about it. This is not the right time to carry out such injustice. We need to work on ourselves as individuals. We need to work on ourselves, our mental health, whatever emotional health. We need to check it all the time, because it is not saying that someone somewhere will try to commit or rather kill or try to do something despicable to another person. It's not a matter of being a feminist or an activist or what religion you practice. It is something everybody's hands must be on deck. It's something we need to talk about. We need to openly condemn it, and we need to stand against crimes like this, because it is a global crisis, not just a Nigerian case or a Ghanaian case or a South African case or a European case. It is a global emergency that needs to be addressed right now, because if you don't get it right now, I wonder where we'll get it. Remember, we have children all there, we have children everywhere, we have adults, we have women out there. We need to create a society that it will be conducive for everyone to thrive. We need to create an enabling environment. We need to put a stop on the negative trending issue on gender violence. Let's take, for instance, all over the world have a fair share of this gender violence. Tasteless crime is always, or rather always, women and children. These are people that seem to be, or rather known to be vulnerable, even when they are not supposed to. It is not strange that I'm often tagged a feminist whenever I speak about things like this, whenever I talk about the importance of shunning gender violence, or I talk about women. I'm often tagged a feminist, even though I don't really understand what they mean when they say feminist, because I know everybody has a different perception of what a feminist is. So, what I'm trying to say here is that we need to put a stop on this global mess. Yes. Sometimes I begin to wonder, is there a plan to exterminate women in this world? Is there a plan to exterminate children? Because the cases are rising every day. They're rising every day, and we really want action. We really want the government to look into this. We really want, let's say they don't have a voice, like in most, especially in the Middle East, in some African countries, even in Europe. I mean, it's a global thing, but we should stand as a voice for them. Yes, wherever you are, I don't think you are in the comfort zone. Things like this may not even come close to you, but the fact is that you never can say who is next. Yes, you never can say who is next. You don't even know if it's your child, you don't know if you are the one. These crimes can happen anywhere. It can happen in the home, outside the home, or even in religious gatherings or religious places. So there is nowhere that's particularly ruled out or safe, except we start talking about it, except we start doing something serious to curb this menace in our society. And I believe when we work together, we'll achieve a common goal. And also, men have a lot to do, they have a lot to change the narrative, they have a lot to stop all this abuses, they have a lot to do. Even the women also have a lot to do in the sense that we need to educate the boy child. Now, the education shouldn't just be mainly on the girl child. We need to educate the boy child to know what to bring him up right in the right way, so that he will be able to adapt to the society. He will be able to shun a life of crime, or shun a life of crime or negativity. We have a lot to do, not just as individual, but as a community, a society, even a country at that. I stand with women all over the world, women that have faced one form of violence or another, women that have faced a kind of abuse or another. I stand with the Afghanistan women, the Iraqi women, those from Iran. I stand with the African women, women all over the world fighting this just cause. I stand with them. I believe this enemy of ours, this criminal attitude, be eradicated in the history of humans. I stand with you. I feel your pains, and I will continue to talk about this. I will continue to lend my voice for this just cause to women all over the world, fighting daily, to women all over, to the girl child all over the world, trying to have a voice, which you already have a voice, but they're trying to stifle it. To the women all globally, I stand with you. To those who have experienced some sort of abuse or violence, I stand with you. And those who have died in the process, your death will always be remembered. And this cause, it is a reminder that we will continue to fight this just cause, and we will emerge winners. We believe that this inhumanity will be eradicated. I stand with all of you. So let's put our hands together and do the right thing. And let's this be a global awakening for us to say, no, this shouldn't happen. Let's say, no, this mustn't continue. Our children must be safe. Women must be safe. Even the men, too, need to be safe. All right. So, I'm sure you've learned a lot from this video. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and also share the video. Bye bye for now. I'll be back to speak a lot on this topic and as well as other topics. Bye bye.